Well, hello, my dragon family. Happy Thursday. Happy leap year day. Don't often get to do these. And honestly, I wasn't considering that I needed to do one today. I just finished a session and it was in such a incredibly open, connected heart space. Felt inspired. You know what? I'm going to go on live. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about yet. But feeling this, I want to connect to everybody from this space. So, my heart is super expanded. You can probably feel my dragon presence as well as Araya present, and clarity coming on that of where we're headed in this whole ascension process. What is this merge process into ourself really about? So on this leap year, realizing I have had many sessions in the last few weeks indicating how much the year forward is about energy, really coming into tangible grips with energy, specifically in the heart, but that 2024 is the year that we're going to look back on as the real transition point. Wow, that's the marker. That's where, if we look back on any year, that's where all this stuff really turned around. And it's exciting to see. I know I shared a couple weeks ago about the alignment into truth that all these new energies are putting us forward into, with Pluto moving into Aquarius January 20th, and then February 10th, the Lunar New Year, and then the Year of the Dragon, the Wood Dragon particularly coming in. And moving into that truth, when I say, what I talked about before was the alignment into truth of everything in our realm. Finances, relationships, property, boundaries, insurance, all those different things, all the aspects. And I want you to really realize what a external mirror that is, because the greater alignment into truth is coming within ourselves. And I think this is the more important one. This is going to be the real leap of the leap year, of a transition to being able to fully, clearly, truly listen from the heart. About 2 years ago, I was given information and shown how one of the things that really locks us in 3D is our senses. Our sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing. It's those things that keep us in 3D. They keep us really stuck with, I've got to live in this external realm. And talking about or discussing how we move into letting the heart be the one that hears, letting the heart be the one that speaks, letting the heart be the one that smells, letting the heart be the one that knows, has that insight, information, every level of feeling. And for me, even 2 years ago, it was more of a conceptual understanding of that concept of, all right, yes, I get that, moving towards it. And what came really clear to me today, coming off this session I just had, that there are many that are ready to move into that. And even though I've been in the heart field of it for some time, the way my readings have shifted, the way that information is shared is shifted, how it's more out of my telepathic body, moving as energetic transmission, and you guys can feel that today. Hello, Amun Ra. Letting that be the expansion field. And I think today I had the mental connection of really recognizing, because sometimes we make progress into a field and we don't always recognize that we've made that progress. We don't see how that has shifted. And for me, it was very tangible today to consciously recognize the energetic transmission that was happening, because the entire sharing, the entire field in the reading was literally coming from this center point of my body, that is my body as Araya. But that since I've merged with my dragon, I've come to this point of perfect merge that allows me to be also more me as Araya and me as my dragon, both individually and all the other individuations that I have in other incarnations that my soul is expressing right now in any system. And that's a very weird paradox for us to understand and comprehend up here. But by coming into that, it was a recognition of how far I've come from 2 years ago, when that conceptually was coming in, to, whoa, it was my heart expressing, it was my heart feeling, it was my heart hearing, it was my heart sensing. Wasn't necessarily taste or smell to it, but I'm ready for those to make themselves apparent. And even sitting with that as an exercise when I go to eat lunch or something, of feeling in my body, am I able to pick this up before I even put it in my mouth, and how my taste buds do their work. So the aspect of energy, moving into the merge with ourselves, and I've said for years that my goal is to merge you into who you be, that it's the programs I design and create are to move to you towards that state, to merge with your dragon heart or your dragon rider aspect, if that is you. But even if you're not, to move you into more of who you be, and that the dragons help everyone do that. Letting that state of being become the norm, that life is no longer about doing but being, and letting those yeah, exactly, Pam. Your energy, sorry to interrupt what I was just speaking, your energy feels more humongous with female male as one. Yeah, and I think that's what inspired me to come on right now, Pam. I came off that, and I wasn't necessarily planning a live today, as I said. I was thinking, oh, I've got all day tomorrow. I've got a lot more open spaces in. Maybe I'll do it then. But I was in such an expanded heart space, and I still am, that I wanted you guys to be able to feel that in the transmission of this live, of no matter what I'm talking about, that there's lots of words that are going to be going on, and your ears will hear them, but letting your heart hear this message and feel that movement symbiotically to move into resonance with that within your own field, because that's the greatest gift each of us brings, and why I'm even on a path here of what my dharmic purpose has been, is to awaken people to their higher being, to merge them into that state so that they're resonating in that same field of heart connection, because that resonance field is what wakes other people up. It's what brings them forward towards their highest self as well. And so by holding that space, that's my goal. And letting that become what drives us forward, what brings every action from us from a state of being, that it's not, there's nothing about doing. It's literally like, what's my heart inspired with in this moment, and doing that regardless of what external circumstance is trying to tell us we need to do, should do, expect you to do, all those things, or habit tells us to do. And indeed you are, Pam, and many in this dragon family, like, that's where you're headed. And by feeling that field that I'm in today, it's hopefully going to unlock and push you forward in a direct way. And I'm being reminded of the little jokes that the guides in the last session were sort of saying is, aha, isn't it truly a leap year? Leaping forward. And so maybe that's why they impressed on me of, go on today. This is a leap opportunity. It is a leap day. That 29th of February, and see what it unfolds. So just bringing that into the space energetically, and allowing you to open in your own field, wherever you're at on your journey, that this year is going to be more tangibly about energy and your connection to it, and your interpretation of it, perception of it, experience with it, than it ever has been. Even for those that are energy workers, for those that don't know anything about feeling energy, everybody in whatever spectrum they are in that field is going to have a real deep awareness, a much stronger awareness of energy come forward for them. And, you know, even for me, I've been doing energy work since 2003. So that's 21 years moving into, and yeah, right around this time. And for me, even the experience I'm in this moment is a more direct, tangible experience of energy through my heart space, of the blossoming, brilliant, bright core fire that I have as a signature, that each of us has in the core of our dragon heart. That brilliant heart fire, it's like its own sun, generating from within the heart and expanding out. Yeah, we won't see another leap year. That's interesting. Calendars will change. Maybe, but time is irrelevant, really. As we move forward in the ascension and into 5D and the new earth, there may not even be calendars, because even if there are in the 3D realm, we're not part of that game anymore, that we will move into an expression and experience of time that is radically unpinned from calendars and dates and times and things like that. That's what we're moving towards. So just allowing, what does that even feel like? What does it feel like in your heart to open to the energy of what's bursting forth in your own signature? Let that sun burst forth through your heart and feel that merge with your core soul level self. To that end, moving into being instead of doing means we start doing things on inspiration. So as an example, when I did the first Dragonheart program, it was definitely something that was from my soul level, but it was more of a coming through up here in the brain range of this knowing. My reading space was in that I was translating information here and literally got shown and told, you need to create a 9-month program. Create a 9-month program with the Dragonhearts to activate and awaken them. And it was like, okay, I'm on track. I'm on this mission. And that as an inspiration still had a lot of doing with it. And it felt like a 3D level of creating something and putting it out in the world. Where I'm at now, I'm having this heart inspiration, and why I put it out a couple weeks ago. What would you guys want? Do you want a workshop? Do you want a Entering the Dragon, like a basic foundation course? And I had a lot of response to have both, so I will end up doing both, but it's coming from a place within of knowing that I'm working with masters and I'm supposed to get them to a certain level. There's a huge piece of me that said, wouldn't it be fun? This is the joy piece coming from the heart inspired of, what if we did a beginner foundation lane program? How fun would that be to really bring all those that are popping open to the dragons right now into something that they can work with, a way to feel energy tangibly, a way to begin working with the dragons that is an introduction for them. And for me, you guys might not see it from your side because yes, I still have to set it up, and I've done that on the booking calendar, and I've got to put it out in the newsletter, and I've got to do this or that. But for me, the inspiration came from a different place within me. It came through into my body as Araya from a different space. And so it's, for me, a confirmation of the growth I've made in the last 6-7 years, and that I can actually look at and see as how it's shifted, where the energy is in my body, how I've moved into being instead of doing, and what that looks like. How do I talk about that so people know where the path is in front of them, the guideposts that they'll see, the markers that they see along the way to know that they're getting somewhere with it. I've been going along, but it's even just now, literally in my consciousness today, recognizing, oh my gosh, that's actually what it feels like in the body. This is how I can talk about it. This is how I can share. And so that's why I wanted to come on today and just let you guys feel that incredible space that I'm in this moment. And that's going to help you digest into and receive that energy from me telepathically, so that you can have a leap forward from this moment forward. Literally, that's what's coming in right now. It's literally from this moment forward, an opening, an ease of the path in front of you that moves you into that direct flow of connection with energy, even if it's the very beginning step. So allowing that. So I will just say on that program, it has been, I'm announcing it today. I will send out a newsletter about it. If you want to be part of that beginning program, it's 6 weeks. It's every Tuesday, starting March 26th through April 30th from 1 to 3 p.m. on Tuesdays, Pacific Standard Time. And that time frame, why do I choose that? Some people in the States are like, that's my working hours, I can't do that. If you can take a late lunch or work your shift so that you can be off early, or even catch part of it so that you can catch the rest on the replay because they're all recorded. It's what I do to accommodate all the Europeans and all the Australians, so that everybody that wants to participate can be a part of it. And I am going to limit it, I think, to 20 max. I want to keep it more of a small group this time. And I'm excited about it. So it is, if you wanted to find the registration and grab your spot to start March 26th, it's on the book. If you go to the website, dragonwithin.com, the book now button that's on the bottom of the homepage, that takes you to the booking calendar. Many of you know where that is already because you know to book, you've done bookings of discovery calls or sessions or the workshop last year. It's in the same place, and just look for, there's two options. One is just the 6-week course, and it's at a set price. And then there's another one that offers the 6-week course plus a one-on-one session with me at a hugely discounted price, like below the beginner level. That's my $225, $100 off one-on-one session. You know, new clients get that new rate the first time they have a session. It's even below that discounted rate. So if that's interests you, that's where you'll find it. Just putting it out there. But the more important thing coming on today is about this leap forward energetically for you, of really allowing energy to start speaking to you. Maybe you don't even know what that means. And as long as you hold the heart intention to your guides and higher self of, all right, if energy is what's going to be the maxim of, or the language of communication moving forward, technically it always has been, but we've dropped that energy down into communication through this mechanism. I want to open my telepathic body, and I'm holding my intention to start to experience energy tangibly, and let your guides bring into your field, into your life, whether by circumstance, by synchronicity, by opportunity, of ways for that to happen, whether it happens naturally, whether you get brought into a course or an opportunity where that happens. I was guided into a situation in 2005 where literally it was the first time I ever experienced, like, whoa, my energy body went to like 40 feet tall, and I went, oh my gosh, this is more tangible as energy. Whoa. And it was something that I got guided to do. It was an activation around the world, and I went, and I was not the facilitator, I was part of it, but it had a huge shift on me. Maybe you'll get drawn to something like that. Maybe it can happen on your own, but just allow that intention to be there. And if you're already an energy worker, you already work with it, start being more aware of not just the energy, maybe you're a Reiki practitioner, the energy that moves through you. You're the empty vessel, letting these beings guide energy through you to do healing, clearing, releasing. But allow yourself to become aware of your own energy field in your heart and what that emanation is on a deeper level, of where your communication is coming from, of where your listening is coming from, of where communication from different realms is actually coming through your field, here or here. And you'll be very clear. And wherever it is, if it's here, set the intention to have it move more into here. How do I get that to come through my heart? And there's tools and techniques. This is what, that all the programs do to move you into communication with your fullness of who you be, especially if you're dragon. That's my specialty. But intention is so powerful, and allowing yourself to really be clear on, what is my intention? Have I held an intention to have a leap forward this year? Have I held the intention to be aligned with the highest potential field of energy that is available right now for all of those on an ascension path? Because I told you, the bifurcation actually began. We've known there were two paths forward, 3D and 5D. The split actually started happening on the 21st of December last year. That solstice, and I wasn't even told until about a month and a half, 2 months later. You will look back on that and see that what's happening now, you'll now recognize, because the split's starting to happen. This is why truth as a pillar is coming in. Both our own truth and alignment to truth externally, everything is coming into that. So when you come into the truth of your heart, big shifts are going to happen. So not sure what that was. My live video got blocked. I know there's weird stuff going on with technology. We got a big storm coming in here. So I'll keep it short today. Just wanted to share that. Wanted you guys to feel that transmission. Maybe for fun, I will also pull a card here from the deck real quickly. I had a lot of fun yesterday. I had a discovery call with a woman in Colombia. I was very excited that the dragons are awakening in Colombia. And she has a dragon school, Escuela Dragón, with a lot of South Americans, just a handful. But South American, Central American, from Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, one from Spain, all Spanish speakers. And I was invited to go on and be part of their monthly gathering yesterday. It was such a fun discussion. And of course we had to go through translation because my Spanish is minimal, but we had a beautiful time. So it's exciting to see these Spanish sectors around the world also awakening to the dragon. So a big shout out to any of those that are finding and listening here from those Spanish sectors. The deck and the book are both available in Spanish now. So the deck and the deck being in French and Spanish is by a PDF that accompanies it. Yeah, muy bueno, sí. But just figured I'd let people know because a lot of people listen in English that would love it for it to be in their native tongue. And the book, French and Spanish, soon to be Dutch, working on the formatting now, and the deck currently in French and Spanish as an accompaniment guide PDF. All right. Whew, feeling this heart. And it was the Silver Dragon. She is Rihanna, all about heart energy. So she called to be in the sphere today as well. And I'm feeling the deck splitting right here. Ooh, that's interesting. Black and White Dragon. This is the merge card, State of Union. Everything I've been talking about is what happens as you reach the State of Union. The black and white merge into that crystalline gateway, and we are able to move forward into our crystalline DNA activations, into our higher template of merge, that State of Union. So that's right on the money. I love that. I was almost half expecting a Silver Dragon or a heart associated card, but the Union card is actually more powerful because this state of being in and through the heart doesn't happen without that deep core state of merge where you're in that inner gateway. And that's what leads to it. So thank you to the Black and White Dragons for that beautiful piece today. All right. I'm going to wish you guys a beautiful week. For those of you being inundated with this storm that's coming, we're supposed to get like 6 or 7 feet of snow here in the Sierras. I don't think we'll get quite that much here in Reno, but we're in for something big. They're already saying, if your power goes out, like they're expecting big interruptions. So I guess it's good that we came on today in case that happens. Have a lovely week. I will see you at some point next week, and look for that registration button if you're wanting to register for the Entering the Dragon Realms program. It's going to start March 26th through April 30th every Tuesday. And if you have any questions about it, please absolutely send me an email. Araya at either site listed in the description. All right. Bye for now, everybody. We'll see you on the other side of this leap forward. Bye for now.